the bass keeps running, running, and 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 running, running. In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all.
Hello parents, how you doing today? Just want to say hello and introduce myself to you. If you're watching this video, it's because I've told the students that I'm going to flip my classroom this year. And what that means is what used to be things that we did in class we're now going to do at home and vice versa. So my plan is to make short little 15-20 minute videos of lectures that I give during the course of the year with a PowerPoint presentation, that type of thing. Like to add a little music, as you can tell. And then in class we have more personal, individualized, one-on-one contact with students. 2 years ago I did this for the first time, and I had a nice high pass rate, 78%, and so I thought, wow, this is really the way to go. So I tried it again last year. Last year I had pretty much my average when it comes to AP pass rates, about 61%, which is kind of what I average all across the year. So this is the third year. This is going to break the tie to see where we're at in terms of this type instruction. There's a few things that are problematic with this type instruction. The first one is, well, I don't enjoy doing this very much. It gives me more work to do because I have to be home like I am right now and record these things. I would have wore a shirt and tie when I came home from school today. The yard was a big mess. I had to get right after that. So now I'm back in making this video. And the second thing is, have you ever heard your voice on tape and said, oh, that's not me, is it? Well, try making a video of yourself. It's pretty obnoxious. I can't stand to look at them. I know students have to, but geez. Anyway, at the end of a little introduction like I'm doing right now with the kids, then I go into a PowerPoint presentation. So let me start that right now. Alright, so here is the PowerPoint presentation. By the way, this is the same one that I'll be giving at Open House on Thursday the 28th. So if you don't intend to go to Open House, all the information you need is right here. I'll try to make this real sweet. First, short and sweet, I should say. First of all, let me tell you that I am not afraid to give out my phone numbers. The students have them. So please feel free to call me on my cell phone. Here at home, of course, here's my classroom phone number, and of course email. This is the school district's email. You can see when I do these PowerPoint presentations, I have the ability to write on the screen, and that makes it easier for students to follow. As students watch these online PowerPoint presentations, I encourage them to take notes while they're watching. And I just recall that I neglected to tell you the second big problem that I have with this particular mode of teaching, and that is ensuring that the students watch them. That's a big, big problem. I have a certain date that I want the video watched by because tomorrow's activities will be based on last night's video. However, one of the beauties of this mode of teaching is the fact that they can watch videos sort of when they want to, and with many of their different devices. You know, last year I had guys on the football team, and they were on their way to Tallahassee for a playoff game, and they're pulling out their phone watching the video. So this is more personalized for students. It gives them an opportunity to see the information without necessarily being in class. The other good part about this is a student has to miss some time away from school. They know they can go to YouTube and they can download these videos and get all the information that they need. Alright, here's my phone numbers again. I love to communicate with you parents. For me, when it comes to teaching, it's all about communication. You and I are in this together to get those kids to pass that AP exam. And of course, the biggest part of that is getting them to come to class. I'm sure that you have your access to Focus. It is the school district's grading software. So if you don't, you need to call the front desk and get information so that you can log on and you can follow the progress of your students' grades. You know, this is something you will not be able to do in college. When the kids go off to college, you don't have access to their grade information, but with Focus you do. And also, if you need to contact me, there's a button for you to click to send me an email. And I can send emails out through Focus as well. If you have any special requests when it comes to communication, you'd like me to call once a week, once a month, give you updates, all you gotta have to do is let me know, and I'll be happy to do that for you. And of course, I always stress the idea that this is an AP class. It's actually college level work. I teach it like a college level class. You'll see that in a minute. And therefore, the students must do the work. If a kid thinks that they can succeed in an AP class without putting in extra effort, they're mistaken. It is all about effort, and I try to drum this into the kids' heads over and over again. You don't have to be super smart to take AP classes, but you have to be willing to put in the extra effort that it takes to succeed. Sort of just like practicing an instrument. If you're in the band or a sport, if you play sports, if you practice well every day, you'll get better. Well, the same thing is true in AP Environmental Science. The exact date of the exam has not been released yet. I went on the website yesterday and checked, and it wasn't there. But it's usually the first Monday of the AP testing season. Last year it was the 5th, and that was a Monday. So I'm going to assume that the exam is on May the 4th, 2015. And the exam consists of two 90-minute blocks. The first 90-minute block is 100 multiple choice questions. And just do that math, you'll quickly realize that's less than a minute a question. So students need to be able to work and work quickly. The AP exam gives 5 choices on every multiple choice question. At the end of that 90-minute period, they give the students a little 15-minute break. And then they have another 90-minute block in which to answer 4 essay questions. One of these free response questions is a math-related problem, and it requires students to use scientific notation. The number manipulation is simple multiplications and divisions, but they need to use scientific method because the numbers that are given in these problems are usually very large or very small. So they need to do 1 times 10 to the 6th is 1,000,000 and things like that. The way AP works is you have to get a score of 3 or better to consider passing. Some colleges will give a C grade if you get a 3, a B grade if you get a 4, and an A grade if you get a 5. It's up to the college or university, and you need to check the college or university that your student intends to apply to, find out what their policy is about these different AP credits. This is my pass rate over the years. You can see our first year wasn't all that good. This was a year after the school opened, and then we did progressively better. Had a couple of off years here, and I know exactly what happened. It turned out that the prom was the Saturday before the AP exam. Well, you can imagine students weren't much in a mood for sitting down first thing Monday morning after prom weekend and taking an exam. I try to stress to the students the need for intense study the night before big exams. And of course, nothing's bigger than the AP exam. So I try to get them to plan to spend Sunday evening on May the 3rd, 2015, studying hard for that AP exam. Then things got better, and this is where I got real stagnant here in the 60s, and so that's when I decided to flip my classroom. Had great results 2 years ago. Last year, right back to average. So, you know, which is the true measure of a flipped classroom? This is going to be the tie-breaking year for us. This is the website to go to for my flipped classroom. This is called a channel. So my channel is RB Taylor 1956. And if you just type this in, it goes right to the page where all of my videos are located. And I think I already explained all this other stuff to you. I tell my students how to be successful in AP classes. They need to keep up with the homework. There is homework every night, even if it's just continuing to do an outline of the chapter that I might have assigned for the end of the week. You know, they should work on it a little each night rather than just wait till the night before and do the whole thing. I'm trying to build into these students tried and true habits that will make them successful when they go on to college. This is an interesting little TED Talks. If you would like to jot down this information and click on it, it's a nice little 8-minute video, kind of helping you and students understand the 8 secrets of success when it comes to college work. Here's how I'm going to grade your student this year. You can see here the exams are just like an AP exam except shorter. There are only 5 of them all year. So about 1 a quarter is what it comes out to be. And that's pretty much like a college course, right? You have a midterm and a final. And you know that pretty much figures what your grade's going to be. So that's the same thing here. Half of their grade is based on that one exam that they have each quarter. So they need to be ready to take that. And that includes, you know, changing work schedules or whatever it takes so that they can study the night before those exams. And I've already set the dates for every one of those exams. It's on the syllabus that I gave to the students the first day. I want them to learn how to write a proper college lab report. So we will do several of those during the course of the year. And 10% participation I'm doing primarily to encourage the kids to watch the videos. When I can tell that they're participating, when I can tell they watch the videos on time, then they'll have full points for participation. If it's obvious that they're not watching the videos very much, then they'll lose points on that. And the supply list, I think that's about all I wanted to cover in this video. I would look forward to meeting you if you come to the open house on August 28th. There's one of the problems of things that happen when we do these videos at home. That's about it then. I like the students to have a composition book to take notes in. I encourage students to, while they're sitting and watching the video, to take notes, but I know that sometimes they'll be doing it on their phone. And so whatever works for them will be fine. It's not a mandatory thing to take notes for the videos, at least not at this time. You know, if I can tell a number of people are not watching the videos, then I may have to require note taking to prove that they watched. Okay, that's it. Pleasure talking to you. Have a nice evening. Bye for now.